welcome to Daryo Weekly Roundup. I'm Mohinoy Nazarova, bringing you the week's top stories from Uzbekistan and the world, where economic growth, global partnership and reforms are shaping the world. President Shavkat Mirziyoyev has arrived in an official visit in Belarus. During talks with Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko, the two leaders signed a declaration on the establishment of strategic partnerships, along with a package of agreements aimed at expanding cooperation in trade, industry, agriculture, transport, healthcare, education, labor migration, tourism and innovation. Economic cooperation was at the center of the visit. Bilateral trade reached nearly $855 million in 2025, up 34.8% from the previous year, while the two countries have set an ambitious target of increasing the trade turnover to $2 billion by 2030. Belarusian participation in Uzbekistan's economy is also growing, with 229 companies operating in the country with Belarusian capital. The two sides agreed to deepen industrial cooperation, expand joint manufacturing projects, strengthen inter-regional partnerships, and support new investment initiatives. They also approved cooperation programs covering tourism, culture, forestry, and emergency management for the coming years. Uzbekistan and Jordan are strengthening their bilateral cooperation following high-level talks held in Tashkent. President Shavkat Mirziyoyev met with Jordan's Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Ayman Safadi to review progress in relations and discuss new opportunities for cooperation across a wide range of sectors. Both sides also reviewed the implementation of agreements reached during the last year's high-level meetings in Samarkand, which officials say opened a new chapter in Uzbekistan-Jordan relations. Since then, the two countries have established inter-parliamentary friendship groups, held the first meeting of the Uzbekistan-Jordan Joint Intergovernmental Commission, launched a business council and introduced direct flights, creating new opportunities for business, tourism, and people-to-people connections. The meeting also included an exchange of regional and international issues. Uzbekistan has concluded the first Islamic Civilization Forum, bringing together more than 300 scholars, religious leaders, officials, and experts from over 50 countries to promote dialogue, education, and cultural cooperation. Held under the theme Islamic Civilization, the Path of Peace, Tolerance, and Knowledge, the forum featured discussions on preserving Islamic heritage, scientific research, and cultural diplomacy. In a message to participants, President Shavkat Mirziyoyev said the Quran's first revealed word, Iqra, means read, remains a timeless call to pursue knowledge and build a more peaceful world. He also reaffirmed Uzbekistan's enlightenment against ignorance, initiative describing education as the most effective response to extremism and intolerance. The forum concluded with the adoption of the Tashkent Declaration, introducing 10 global initiatives to preserve and promote the legacy of Islamic civilization. Participants also agreed to establish a permanent international council that will prepare a joint roadmap through 2030 to implement the declaration and strengthen intergovernmental cooperation in preserving Islamic civilization's rich cultural heritage. Uzbekistan's current account deficit widens to $5.8 billion in the first quarter of 2026, due to a sharp decline in merchandise exports following the temporary suspension of gold sales, according to the central bank. The country's trade deficit expanded from $2.7 billion to $8.3 billion as total exports fell to $5.6 billion, while imports climbed 29% to $13.9 billion, driven by strong domestic demand and continued investment in the economy. Non-gold exports increased by 29%, while services exports grew 18%, reflecting continued diversification of Uzbekistan's export base beyond precious metals. The central bank also reported the international remittances remained a key source of support, with new secondary income reaching $2.5 billion during the quarter, helping offset part of the external imbalance. According to central bank, Uzbekistan's external debt remains moderate and manageable level. Residents of Uzbekistan increased their direct investment abroad in the first quarter of 2026, according to the central bank. Between January and March, Uzbek companies and individuals invested $153.1 million in foreign businesses, up from just $3.5 million during the same period last year. The investment included acquiring ownership stakes in overseas companies, establishing subsidiaries, and financing international business projects, marking the country's highest quarterly level of outward direct investment in recent years. During the same period, foreign direct investment into Uzbekistan reached $702 million, more than 4 times the amount invested abroad by Uzbek residents. The increase follows the new foreign exchange regulations introduced this year, allowing Uzbek residents to invest more freely in companies registered in the United States. The changes were made following Shavkat Mirziyoyev's visit to the United States and the creation of US-Uzbekistan Business and Investment Forum. Uzbekistan has built up enough oil product reserves in the country to meet domestic demand for the next 2 to 3 months, as the government prepares for the 2026-2027 autumn and winter season, according to the Ministry of Energy. First Deputy Energy Minister Umit Mamadaminov said the reserves are part of broader strategy to strengthen the country's energy security amid growing geopolitical uncertainty and ensure uninterrupted fuel supplies during the colder months. Uzbekistan currently produces more than 1.2 million tons of oil products each year, while private companies import an additional 600,000 to 700,000 tons, providing sufficient volumes to meet domestic demand. To maintain stable supplies throughout the heating season, domestic refineries are expected to continue producing more than 100,000 tons of oil products every month. The announcement comes as Uzbekistan's fuel prices continue to rise on the domestic market. By the end of June, the exchange price of 92 gasoline reached the record 13.9 million soms per ton, an increase of nearly 12% compared to the beginning of the month. Gasoline output reached 502,000 tons, while diesel production totaled 476,000 tons, reflecting ongoing efforts to strengthen domestic refining capacity. Despite higher prices, the fuel production continued to grow in the country. Uzbekistan is proposing pilot market digital system for jewelries, a move aimed at improving product traceability, increasing market transparency, and strengthening consumer protection. Under a draft resolution published for public discussions, jewelry made from precious metals and gemstones would be labeled through the Asıl Belgesi digital marking system during a pilot program running until the end of 2027. The initiative is designed to test the technology before introducing permanent legislation, with mandatory digital marking for manufacturers and importers planned from January 2029, followed by retailers a few months later. Each item will receive a unique digital code applied directly to jewelry or attached through the secure identification tag, allowing authorities and consumers to verify a product's authenticity and origin. During the pilot phase, digital marking codes will be used free of charge, while 4 jewelry companies have already been selected to participate in the initial rollout. The draft resolutions will remain open for public discussions until July 21st. Uzbekistan has taken steps toward changing and updating of the Latin-based alphabet, as the Legislative Chamber approved a bill proposing a revised 28-letter alphabet and forwarded in the Senate for consideration. The proposal would replace the current system of 26 letters and 3-letter combinations with a new alphabet consisting of 28 letters and 1 apostrophe, aiming to simplify spelling and establish a more consistent writing standard. The revised alphabet was developed by linguists from the Academy of Sciences of Uzbekistan and follows several years of public consultations and expert discussions. The idea was first presented for public feedback in 2021, with a majority of participants supporting reforms. An updated version was introduced in 2023, and the latest bill reflects recommendations made throughout that progress. Officials say the change is designed to create clear and understandable writing system. Kazakhstan and Iran signed a 27-year build, operate, and transfer agreement to build a new Kazakh transport and logistics terminal at Shahid Raja Port, Iran's largest commercial port. Under the agreement, Kazakhstan will construct and operate the terminal for 25 years after a 2-year construction period. Before transferring it to Iran, commercial operations are expected to begin in the project's 3rd year. The new terminal is designed to strengthen transport cooperation between the two countries while giving Kazakhstan more efficient access to international trade roads. It will also support the international north-south transport corridor, improving the movement of goods between Central Asia and global markets. Through Iran's largest port, Kazakhstan expects to expand exports and improve access to the Persian Gulf, Southeast Asia, and East Africa, reinforcing its position as a key regional logistics and trade hub. The project marks another step in Kazakhstan's strategy to strengthen its transport and logistics system. Those were the key stories of the week. Thank you for watching Daryo Weekly Roundup. For more news and in-depth coverage, visit Daryo. Follow us on social media.